This is episode number 272 of the Middle Country Public Library podcast, and a special episode at that. I'm Sal DiVincenzo, and I'm joined today by my fabulous colleague, Elizabeth Malafi.
Hey, Sal.
How are you?
Great.
And Elizabeth is the coordinator of the Miller Business Center. And today we are going to do a Miller Business episode with the focus on our big event coming up next week.
Yeah.
So first off, hello, Elizabeth. Welcome back to the podcast.
Thank you. I haven't been on in a while.
It's been a while.
I can't believe we're at 272.
I know, isn't that
Congratulations.
amazing? Yes,
Kudos to you, Sarah
Thank
and
you.
Nicole.
Thank you very much. Yes, and we are moving towards 300.
Excellent.
And in November, we'll have a special show for our 300th episode, so I'm very excited about that.
I'm honored to be a part of it.
Yes, well, thank you for being here, and thank you for coming down to talk about the Miller Business Center. Now, we've spoken about the Miller Business Center before here on the show. We've had a Miller Business Center podcast centered on business. We do. It'll come back. I'm sure it will.
It will one day.
We have had that as well. But we like to come back to it from time to time because I feel like people forget what a great resource it is, especially if you're a small business owner. Mm-hmm. So first off, what is the Miller Business Center?
I mean, I agree with you that it's always good to remind people about what it is and just to even explain to people because people might feel intimidated by it. We are a business library within the Middle Country Public Library. We offer business research, business resources, programming, educational programming, and networking opportunities. The Miller Center as a whole is really focused on economic development and workforce development. So our career counselors are part of our Miller Center and our literacy programs, helping people get to where they need to be to have a job, be employed, and really add to the economy of Long Island. So that's basically what we do. When we look at the business side of it, we really do focus on small business owners, entrepreneurs, people that just have the seed of an idea for a business in their head. We work with a lot of those people and other business organizations on Long Island to help them, again, grow and add to the economy of Long Island.
That being said, is the business center open just to small business owners, or can anyone in the library come down and use it?
Absolutely. Anybody from Middle Country can use it. Anybody from around Long Island can use it. As I said, if you just kind of have an idea for a business, we consider, the manager of a local bank, they're, for all intents and purposes, a small business owner. They're operating that branch. They're trying to build business at that branch. So we have a lot of people like that coming in and using our services. Local nonprofits, everybody can use it, especially when you look at the educational programming we do. It's wonderful for a small business owner or just anybody that is working in business. I believe we have just had one on Canva. We are going to have one coming up on AI. We have another one on creating your goals and creating a vision board so you can see what your goals are. And those can be your goals for your own business, for a potential business, or just your career in general. So the Miller Center is great for anybody who is working, anybody who is hoping to work, anybody who's looking for work. We really have something for everybody.
Exactly. I get this question a lot at the reference desk, and also being on the Miller team, I also get this question. The Miller Business Center, though, is the library, right? We are part of the library
Yes.
here. We're not like a separate organization that's renting space.
No, definitely not. We are part of the library. We are librarians, and the Miller Center is just part of what we do at the library. You're doing the podcast. You do a lot of programming outside of this. You're very active in the innovation space. I'm doing a lot of programs. I'm, purchasing databases for the business center as well as for the library at large. So we're all doing everything, whether it be Miller or the other responsibilities with the library.
So you mentioned databases, you mentioned services programs. How is it that we can help so many people on Long Island? And sometimes New York City, people come from the city, come from the Bronx. How is that possible?
We do have people come from outside Long Island, but we're very fortunate. We are able to help people outside of the Middle Country district because we have the Middle Country Library Foundation, and the foundation allows us to apply for grants, get sponsorships to our programs, like the sponsors we have for our upcoming Strictly Business trade show. And that allows us to help people throughout Long Island. And it really allows us to just go outside of our borders. And being able to help people all throughout Long Island really helps us grow as business librarians and just librarians in general.
Yeah, and I don't think people realize that small business is kind of the engine for the community.
Absolutely. I mean, the Small Business Administration calls a small business 500 employees and
it's
under.
ridiculous, right?
Which is crazy. I would say when we're talking in the Miller Center about a small business, I mean, we're looking at 20 and less.
Yeah.
And most of the people we work with, if they call themselves a small business, it's like 10. So we are working with very small businesses if you're looking at it in that light. And again, not just people who own businesses or want to own businesses, just people in the working world, business professionals.
And you did mention literacy. You mentioned career and college counseling. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. So again, as I said, the Miller Center is really all about workforce development, economic development. And because of that, we have resources to help people find jobs that are going to be long-term jobs and not getting a new job all the time. So we have career counselors on staff. We call them career counselors, but they can help with career and college prep, trade school prep, anything. If you are a high school junior and up, you should absolutely utilize the services of our counselors so they can help you decide what you may want to do after high school. Again, whether it be find a job, apply for a college, find a trade school, really an apprenticeship, they can help you with all of that. So I encourage people to go to that. They can also help you write a resume, write a cover letter, prepare for interviews. They're really there to help you guys with your job search and your career search, quite frankly. We have tests that we give, the Strong's Interest Inventory, that you can take before your appointment, and that can kind of guide you to where you might be best suited. And that's available to everybody, not just students in high school or college.
Yeah, we have folks who come in here in their 40s and 50s.
Yeah.
For the lack of a better term, I hate saying this, being someone in that over that range at this point, but the midlife career change, which happens a lot.
Listen, you and I had career changes
We did.
to become librarians. It's never too late to change your career, but it can be scary to think, do I really want to do this forever? Let me come in and talk to somebody and see what are my options.
Exactly.
As far as literacy programs, we have ESOL classes, English conversation groups, citizenship classes, all to prepare people for, again, as I said, the workforce. And it's just so wonderful to see people start in those programs and then get to the point where they don't need to attend them anymore. And now maybe they're attending the career counselor and they're attending the Miller programs and they're attending our other programs because they've really found their place here.
Exactly. And I don't know about you, but some of the best feedback that I've gotten is when you get that letter from a patron who says, can you please share this with the career counselor? And it basically says, I just want to thank, Joey, or I just want to thank Barbara or Michael that I got a job.
Yep.
And I'm so happy. And it was the job I wanted. And it's so amazing. It's such a touching moment to read it. And it's great that we have this service for folks to come down and take advantage of.
Yeah, it's wonderful. It's just, I mean, I think there are people that wouldn't have been able to get to where they are without the help that they've been able to receive.
And again, that is open to everyone.
Everybody.
Everyone can come down. They can make an appointment.
Yes.
And meet with that.
And our career counselors are really great.
They are top notch. This is what they do. This is all they do. And it's specialized, and they're here for you to do it. A little side story about the Strong Interest Inventory. So when we used to have to take it used to be paper. Do you remember that?
Yes.
So for people listening, you used to have to take this test, and it was on paper. It's kind of like a Scantron, and it would come in a booklet, and then you'd put it all together. You put it in an envelope. You'd send it to the company, and it would take like 2 weeks, maybe 3
Yes.
weeks, and then it would come back, and then you'd make an appointment. You'd sit down with the career counselor. So many years ago, they went digital. So when they went
Very
digital,
exciting.
it was very exciting. When they went digital, it's kind of like that instant gratification. You could take the test and you can find out right there and then. It prints out the report. There's no mail. There's no waiting. There's no nothing. When they went to the new version, I was the first one to take the test here at the library. So I took the test, and it's like 45 minutes. It's not like a couple of questions.
No.
It's 45 minutes. And
Serious.
first you have to take the Myers-Briggs personality test, I guess it is. And then you take that and you get your code, oh, you're introvert or extra or whatnot.
INFJ.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, you put that in there. And then you take the test. So I take this test, takes me 45 minutes, do the whole thing. The questions are crazy. They're asking me all these kind of things that I wouldn't have thought about. So finally, it finishes up. It says, okay, click here. Then you go. Then I stepped out of the patron mode and I went back to the librarian mode, and I sit down and I log into the account, and it comes out and it prints this huge, gigantic, beautiful report. And I get, okay, it's like, Salvatore DiVincenzo, thank you so much for taking this test. So I go, oh, this is great. I'm curious myself. What was this? And I pull it to the first page, and it ranks the three things. This is your top choice, your middle choice, and your bottom choice. And I open it up, and I'm like, what is it going to be? And I open it up, and it says librarian. I kid you
Was
not.
it number one?
It was librarian was number
Wow.
one. Number 2 was journalist.
Okay.
And number 3 was flight attendant. So it kind of like,
Wow.
put me in that, kind of thing,
That's an interesting
right?
collection.
Exactly. An interesting collection, but it was my interest. So it does work, folks. Yeah. I mean, at least I know I'm doing the right thing at this point. But yes, you can take the test and you can make an appointment to come down and take the test. And again, it's open for everybody. Just so people know, what are some of the common things that people ask for in the Miller Business Center? I mean, I could tell you, but I want you to tell me. Me being on the team, I know what we do. But what are some of the crazy things that people ask us?
I'm starting an oyster farm.
There you go.
Help. So, often we have people that are starting a business and they know what kind of business they want to start. We're not business counselors, so we usually advise them to go to the Small Business Development Center or SCORE. Those are 2 free programs that you can meet with a business counselor, and they will kind of guide you. Generally, after you've spoken to a counselor or you're at that stage, you are ready to write a business plan, or at least, even if it's not an official business plan, you want to get all your ducks in a row.
Like the outline of the mission statement.
Yes.
Okay.
So you need to know, is the industry that you want to do even viable? Like, are there other people in the industry? What's the forecast for that industry? Who are your competitors? Who are your potential customers?
How well they are doing in this
how well they're
geography.
doing. Yeah.
Right?
So there's a lot of things to look at on that end. I think the second biggest question we get is, help me find customers.
Mm-hmm.
So we're able to, connect. If an interior designer wants to connect with realtors, we have a database that will find them all the realtors in their area. If we have, a bank that's looking to target businesses that are in the $1 million sales range, we can help them with that. So that ranges a lot. Individuals that might be interested in your product, we can help with that. And then I think the third thing we do is kind of like corporate research. I almost said corporate espionage, but it's not espionage.
But that's what we think when we're doing it, though. We're like,
yes, we try to.
We hear the Mission Impossible theme in our head. Yeah.
We're cool.
Yeah.
Competitive intelligence, I think, is correct. So we might have somebody who's, they're going out, they want to meet with a business, they have a sales call to a business, so they want to know, what's going on with that industry. Not really sure anything about the industry. Tell me about it. What is the CEO worried about? What is the CFO worried about? What are the trends in that industry? Can you tell me anything particular about this company or this person I'm going to meet? So that's another thing that we help people a lot with. But we always tell people, ask us any questions.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
If we don't have the resource, we might be able to get it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, we were getting that question a lot of companies on Long Island that had a foreign parent company.
Mm-hmm.
And for a long time, we couldn't find anything that would really help us with that. And then we were able to find a database that did it. So we got it. It's ask us. We'll try to figure it out. We'll get as close as we can to it.
Yeah.
And it's fun for us.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're nerds.
Yeah. Indeed, we are. So we have two big events that happen at the Miller Business Center. Our biggest one is in the fall, and that's the Women's Expo. You want to tell us really quickly about the Women's Expo?
Yeah, sure. It's a showcase marketplace of Long Island women entrepreneurs. It's really a wonderful, fun day.
Yeah, exactly. And it's kind of like selling items and whatnot.
Yes, it's definitely a shopping / networking experience.
Exactly. But now, next week, we have our big networking business-to-business show event, Strictly Business.
Yes.
And that's May 2nd, this upcoming Tuesday, if you're listening on Premiere Day. It's May 2nd from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. in our Center East building. What is Strictly Business?
We can joke that we get to shop at Women's Expo, but the Strictly Business trade show is so important. And it started 15 years ago after we partnered with the Brookhaven Chambers of Commerce Coalition, because we really believe in the power of chambers of commerce. We really believe in the power of networking with your local community. And there really wasn't a substantial event for smaller businesses. The HIALI has a big trade show. A table costs, hundreds and hundreds of dollars. It doesn't make sense for a smaller business. So we wanted to have a show that would allow people to network with other small businesses in the area, to encourage them to join their local chamber, and to really just give them an opportunity to connect with each other. And Strictly Business was born. The feedback we get from it, from people that attend, is always overwhelmingly positive, that they always make connections or they get to hang out with old friends for a while. And it's definitely a lower key show than, say, the expo. But as somebody who attends the HIALI trade show every year, I feel it's as valuable as that show.
Absolutely.
I always meet new people. The energy in the room is great. And it really is just a way to celebrate our Brookhaven and Long Island businesses.
Exactly. And, I kind of make it kind of a joke with the marketing for this thing, but it is absolutely true that business gets done at Strictly Business. I have had people come up to me afterwards and say, hey, you know what? I got a bunch of clients today. Not potential clients. I set up appointments. I set up business with people because we have a nice collection of vendors who come down here to the library, and we move all the chairs and tables away, and we got set up tables. You come down here, you'd be shocked what this place looks like and how quickly it goes back to being a library afterwards.
And I think when you're looking at something like a huge trade show, it can be intimidating to walk into a 10 by 10 booth, and maybe those people have been there a long time and they're just kind of, on their phone, not paying attention. Whereas when you're at the library, we're packing people in. Everybody's really talking to each other. There are no lulls. You can't hide in the back of your
definitely cannot do that
booth. So it's just it's camaraderie. That's what I feel like that day. We're all like, hey, what's going on with your business? Oh my gosh, did you hear about the great news that that bank over there got, or, that printing company over there got, that promotional products guy. It's fun.
It's
fun. It's a fun day.
It is fun. And we encourage networking, obviously. We have something called the Passport to the Prize.
Yes.
It's a raffle. You visit 5 vendors on one side, 5 vendors on the other side. You have a little passport. They validate it. And then you have a chance to win a $250 gift card, Visa gift card.
Yeah.
And we have Campola, Milton, and McCormick, a local law firm here on Long Island, actually have donated Long Island Ducks tickets.
Yes.
So if you just show up and register when you come in the door, you just say, hey, I'm here, hello, and you fill out your name and whatnot. You have a chance to win duck tickets.
4 tickets.
4 tickets for a fireworks show.
Yes, a fireworks show.
Fireworks game, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we couldn't do the things that we do without support from people like Campolo donating those tickets, as well as our other sponsors. Thanks to Times Beacon Record for our media sponsorship, on our partner sponsors, Flushing Bank and Holiday Inn Express Stony Brook, and our wonderful entrepreneur sponsor, Synergy Wealth Strategies, which is where you'll drop your raffle. And I apologize for not knowing how many years it is, but TD Bank is back as our enterprise sponsor, and they are just such a support to the work that the Miller Center does. They really believe in the work that we do to help businesses on Long Island. So it's just really great to have that support.
Absolutely. Thank you to all our sponsors. And yes, we hope that you come down and not only just visit us at Strictly Business, but also meet some Miller team members and meet some librarians and people who can help you if you do have a small business and you're listening.
Yes.
To come down and take advantage of that.
I'm going to say that Sal's going to put our contact information in the show notes.
I will put the contact information in the show notes. You know me so well. Yes. We'll put everything in the show notes that we spoke about today. And definitely, once again, it's the Strictly Business networking event. It happens on Tuesday, May 2nd, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. in our Center East building. So definitely come down and meet all these wonderful vendors that we have. There's over 70 who are going to be here. So it's definitely, you'll have your pick of the different types of businesses.
Good stuff.
So thank you, Elizabeth, for coming down once again and talking about great stuff that we have going on here. And, just a little preview. We have a show coming up where Elizabeth is going to let us know everything that she knows about Broadway shows. It's going to be very exciting. We have that in the works. So it's good stuff, and that's coming up very soon. So if you want to listen to older episodes or read our show notes, visit our website, mcplpodcast.com. Take a look at our expanded notes at our blog.mcplpodcast.com. And if you're listening on YouTube, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. We'd love to get to 2,000 subscribers by the end of the year, which would be very cool. I mean, we're over 1,000 now. So, Elizabeth, I'm sure you're a subscriber of the YouTube channel.
Absolutely.
Yes, so definitely hit that subscribe button and hit the like button. We greatly appreciate it. So thank you so much for listening. For Elizabeth Malafi, I'm Sal DiVincenzo. We'll see you on the next show.